Okay. So let us start. So I think everyone is here regarding to understand what do you mean by a cloud. Okay. So how cloud works. So any idea how the cloud works? Any so because you are listening this cloud technologies from around from 2012, it has been started. Okay. So if we want to put exact year, it was started in 2008 by Amazon Web Services by AWS. So any idea what it means by a cloud? Just try. So what do you understand when I say about cloud?
Servers will maintain in some other place, because resources, I think,
Okay, okay,
because cost reducing purpose, so we can use cloud.
okay,
In
good.
previous company maintaining servers, but right now in present situation, they will maintain in some another place cloud.
Okay, good. So let us bring to our normal terminology. If I want to create a server, okay, ఇప్పుడు ఒక సర్వర్ నేను క్రియేట్ చేయాలి అనుకుంటున్నాను. ఏం చేయాలి ఫస్ట్? ఇఫ్ క్లౌడ్ ఇస్ నాట్ దేర్, ఎలా చేస్తాం? So what we will do? We will go to a store. We will buy that server, right? The first thing is buying the server. Second one, major important మనకు కావాల్సింది ఏంటి? ఈ సర్వర్ అనేది ఎక్కడ ప్లేస్ చేయాలి? వేర్ యూ వాంట్ టు ప్లేస్. దట్ మీన్స్ యూ వాంట్ టు హ్యావ్ ఏ లొకేషన్ ఆర్ ఏరియా. అంటే మీకు ఎక్కడ ప్లేస్ చేయాలి ఈ సర్వర్? ఇది ఒకటి. ద థర్డ్ వన్ అనేది ఏంటంటే, ఇప్పుడు ఈ సర్వర్ అనేది ఊరికే తీసుకోరు కదా. ఈ సర్వర్ ఎందుకు తీసుకుంటారు? ఏదో ఒక అప్లికేషన్ ని హోస్ట్ చేయడానికి. సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఏ జావా అప్లికేషన్ ఆర్ ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఏ .NET అప్లికేషన్, ఈ .NET అప్లికేషన్ ఆర్ జావా అప్లికేషన్ ని హోస్ట్ చేయడం కోసం వాట్ యూ విల్ డూ? యూ విల్ క్రియేట్ ఏ సర్వర్. ఓకే. సో అప్లికేషన్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయడానికి. సో ఎప్పుడైతే అప్లికేషన్ అనేది ఇన్స్టాల్ చేస్తారో, సో ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఓన్లీ ఫర్ యూ, రైట్? ఇట్ ఈస్ ఫర్ ద అదర్ పీపుల్. సో వాట్ యూ వాంట్? యూ వాంట్ నెట్వర్క్. ఓకే. సో నెట్వర్క్ అనేది కావాలి. సో నెట్వర్క్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ బ్రాడ్బ్యాండ్ ఇంటర్నెట్. Network is nothing but a broadband which you normally connect to the internet. ఇది ఒకటే సరిపోతుందా? ఇవన్నీ సరిపోతాయా? ఏం కావాలి మనకి? ఏసీ కావాలి. ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ మల్టిపుల్ సర్వర్, బికాస్ వాట్ ఇట్ విల్ డూ? ఇట్ విల్ రేడియేట్ సో మచ్ ఆఫ్ హీట్. అదేం చేస్తుంది? హీట్ ని ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తుంది. సో ఇన్ ఆర్డర్ టు ఎలిమినేట్ దట్ హీట్, వీ నీడ్ కూలింగ్ అంటాం మనం. ఇన్ నార్మల్ టెక్నాలజీ వీ కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ కూలింగ్. కూలింగ్ కావాలి. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ సిక్స్త్ వన్ వీ నీడ్ power supply. So these are different things which we want in order to create a application. సో ఒక అప్లికేషన్ ని క్రియేట్ చేయడానికి మనకి ఇవన్నీ కావాలి. సో ఇవన్నీ మనం సపోజ్ ఇవన్నీ మనం చేయడానికి ఎంత టైం పడుతుంది? లెట్స్ సే వెరీ లెస్ టైం, వి సే 1 వీక్ పట్టింది అనుకోండి. ఓకే. 1 వీక్ లో మీరు ఏం చేశారు? ఒక అప్లికేషన్ ని డిప్లాయ్ చేశారు. ఓకే. అండ్ యువర్ అప్లికేషన్ ఈస్ వైడ్లీ యూజ్. అంటే మీరు ఏమనుకున్నారంటే, ఒక 100 పీపుల్ సరిపోయే రిసోర్సెస్ ని తీసుకొని ఒక అప్లికేషన్ ని క్రియేట్ చేశారు. ఓకే, డిప్లాయ్ చేశారు. బట్ ఇట్ గాట్ వెరీ గుడ్ రెస్పాన్స్ అండ్ ఓవర్ ద డేస్ ఇట్ హ్యాస్ బీన్ ఇంక్రీజ్డ్ టు 5 times. ఓకే. ఏమవుతుంది? ఈ సర్వర్ మీద ప్రెషర్ పడుతుంది. సో వాట్ డూ మీన్ బై ప్రెషర్? దట్ మీన్స్ ఇట్ కెనాట్ హ్యాండిల్ దీస్ మెనీ రిక్వెస్ట్. అప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి మీరు? మళ్ళీ యూ నీడ్ టు గో టు ద షాప్ అండ్ యూ నీడ్ టు బై అనదర్ 10 సర్వర్స్. ఓకే, 10 సర్వర్స్ ని కొనుక్కొని రావాలి. సో So what will happen is, if you want to do so all these things, whatever we have discussed until now, it is doing everything in your on premises. On premises ante, suppose this is your X organization, మీ X organization లోనే అప్లికేషన్ ని హోస్ట్ చేయడానికి ఇదంతా కావాలి. So what is going to happen is, it required so much of effort. Okay, effort కావాలి, మీ టైం కావాలి, you need money, you need admins, you need support staff. So you want these many things in order to get your application hosted within your organization. So after seeing all these things, what Amazon done is, they have created the infrastructure for us to give us the services. Okay, clear? Any questions? Any questions?
No, sir.
Clear, right? So what happened in 2008? Amazon came into cloud business, and వాళ్ళు ఏం చేశారు, వాళ్ళు ఒక డేటా సెంటర్ అనేది క్రియేట్ చేశారు. ఓకే, సో వాట్ దే హ్యావ్ డన్, దే హ్యావ్ క్రియేటెడ్ ఏ డేటా సెంటర్ మేజర్లీ ఇన్ యుఎస్ ఫర్ సమ్ టైమ్. ఓకే, సో ఫస్ట్ వాళ్ళు డేటా సెంటర్ అనేది యుఎస్ లో క్రియేట్ చేశారు. ఓకే, సో దే హ్యావ్ క్రియేటెడ్ ఏ డేటా సెంటర్. సో డేటా సెంటర్ అంటే ఏం లేదు, so where we have group of servers, all the requirements in order to build the data structure, group of servers అనొచ్చు, దాని తర్వాత నెట్వర్క్ డివైజెస్ అనొచ్చు. నెట్వర్క్ డివైజెస్ లో మనకి రౌటర్స్ వస్తాయి, స్విచ్ వస్తుంది, ఫైర్ వాల్ వస్తుంది, స్టోరేజ్ డివైజెస్ వస్తాయి. సో దేర్ ఆర్ సో మెనీ థింగ్స్ విచ్ వి కమ్ అండర్ నెట్వర్క్. ఓకే, దాని తర్వాత ర్యాక్ గురించి మాట్లాడుకుంటాం. ర్యాక్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్, ర్యాక్ అనేది ఐడియా ఉంది ఎవరికైనా? వాట్ డూ మీన్ బై ర్యాక్ అంటే ఏం లేదు, ఒక పొడుగ్గా ఒక ర్యాక్ ఉంటుంది, అంటే ఒక బీరువాలాగా ఉంటుంది, వేర్ యూ విల్ ప్లేస్ ఆల్ ద సర్వర్స్ ఇన్ దిస్ ర్యాక్స్. ఓకే, నేను చూపిస్తాను నార్మల్ గా డేటా సెంటర్ అలా ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సో అమెజాన్ వాడు 2008 లో AWS అనేది స్టార్ట్ చేశాడు. ఓకే, విత్ వెరీ లిమిటెడ్ రిసోర్సెస్. ఓకే, ఒక లిమిటెడ్ రిసోర్సెస్ తో AWS వాడు క్లౌడ్ అనేది ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేశాడు. సో వై నౌ ఎవ్రీవన్ ఈజ్ మూవింగ్ టు క్లౌడ్? ఎందుకు మూవ్ అవుతున్నారు అందరూ? ద మేజర్ రీజన్ ఈస్, ద ఫస్ట్ మేజర్ రీజన్ ఈస్ కెపాక్స్. క్యాపిటల్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ అనేది ఉండదు. సో వాట్ డూ మీన్ బై క్యాపిటల్ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్? is nothing but buying all our devices and creating our own data center. అంటే capital expenditure అనేది ఉండదు. The only thing which we have in cloud is operational expenditure, which we call it as a OPEX, operational expenditure. This is one of the benefits. So the next benefit is scalability. So scalability అంటే ఏంటి? స్కేలబిలిటీ అంటే ఏం లేదు, నేను ఇందాక చెప్పినట్టు మీ అప్లికేషన్ సపోజ్ ఇవాళ 100 మంది యూజ్ చేస్తుంటే, నెక్స్ట్ 3 months లో 500 మెంబర్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తుంటే, దీన్ని హౌ వి ఇంక్రీజ్ దిస్ లోడ్ ని ఎలా హ్యాండిల్ చేయాలి, హౌ టు హ్యాండిల్ ద లోడ్ ఆన్ యువర్ వర్చువల్ మెషిన్, దట్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్, వి కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ ఏ స్కేలబిలిటీ. స్కేలబిలిటీలో 2 రకాలు ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, వర్టికల్ స్కేలింగ్ ఉంటుంది, అలాగే హారిజాంటల్ స్కేలింగ్ ఉంటుంది. నేను ఒక సింపుల్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇస్తాను ఇన్ ఆర్డర్ ఫర్ యూ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ ఇన్ ఏ లేమ్యాన్ టర్మ్. వర్టికల్ స్కేలింగ్ అంటే మీ దగ్గర ఒక ల్యాప్టాప్ ఉంది. ఓకే, ఈ ల్యాప్టాప్ లో మీ దగ్గర ఓన్లీ 2 GB ర్యామ్ ఉంది, i3 ప్రాసెసర్ ఉంది. ఓకే, బట్ మీరు చేసే టాస్క్ కి i5 ప్రాసెసర్ కావాలి, అలాగే 4 GB ర్యామ్ కావాలి. ఓకే, సో వాట్ యూ విల్ డూ, యూ విల్ జస్ట్ గో టు ద షాప్, ప్రాసెసర్ మార్చుకుంటారు, ప్రాసెసర్ i3 తీసేసి i5 పెట్టుకుంటారు, అలాగే 2 GB ర్యామ్ ప్లేస్ లో ఇంకో 2 GB ర్యామ్ యాడ్ చేసుకుంటారు. దట్ మీన్స్ ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ చేంజింగ్ ద కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ ఆన్ యువర్ ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ డివైస్, అంటే మీ దగ్గర ఉన్న ల్యాప్టాప్ లోనే మీరు చేంజెస్ చేస్తే దాన్ని మనం వర్టికల్ స్కేలింగ్ అంటాం. ఓకే, క్లియర్? క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏదైనా ఉన్నాయా దీంట్లో? వర్టికల్ స్కేలింగ్ అంటే ఏందో ఫాలో అవుతున్నారా? ఏదైనా క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉన్నాయా? హలో హలో
Understood.
sir.
ఓకే ఓకే. సో కమింగ్ టు హారిజాంటల్ స్కేలింగ్. సో హారిజాంటల్ అంటే ఏంటి? సో హారిజాంటల్ అంటే ఏం లేదు, నేను ఏదైతే కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ మీకు చెప్పానో సో అలాగే కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ ఉంటుంది, బట్ యూ విల్ హ్యావ్ అనదర్ ల్యాప్టాప్ విత్ ద సేమ్ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్. i3 ఉంటుంది, 2 GB ఉంటుంది. దిస్ ఇస్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. బట్ వెన్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ కమ్స్ టు ద క్లౌడ్, ఎప్పుడు క్లౌడ్ లోకి వస్తే ఏమవుతుందంటే, నేను చూపిస్తాను నీకు AWS లాగిన్ అయ్యి మీకు చూపిస్తాను ఎలా ఉంటుందో. సో మీకు ఏముంటుందంటే T2 మైక్రో అని ఒక సర్వర్ ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, T2 మీడియం అని ఒక సర్వర్ ఉంటుంది, T2 లార్జ్ అని ఒక మీడియం ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సో T2 మీడియం, T2 లార్జ్, T2 మైక్రో. సో ఇదంతా కాన్ఫిగరేషన్. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు వర్టికల్ స్కేలింగ్ అంటే ఈ T2 మైక్రోని మనం పెంచుకుంటాం. ఓకే, బట్ హారిజాంటల్ స్కేలింగ్ అంటే ఏంటంటే T2 మైక్రో ఒక సర్వర్ ఉంటే దానికి మనం ఒక సింగిల్ VM అనేది ఇంకో VM అనేది యాడ్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, సపోజ్ ఇక్కడ ఒక VM మీద రన్ అవుతుంది ఇప్పుడు నా అప్లికేషన్. హారిజాంటల్ స్కేలింగ్ లో నా దగ్గర ఇంకో 2 VMs వస్తాయి. దట్ మీన్స్ యు ఆర్ ఇంక్రీజింగ్ యువర్ వర్చువల్ మిషన్స్ in a horizontal direction. Okay, this is one VM, this is second VM, this is third VM. Vertical lo you will have only a single VM where you are configuring the configuration, you are changing the configuration of the laptop. Clear? Any questions? Vertical scaling ki horizontal scaling అర్థమైందా? ఇది మనం మళ్ళీ డిస్కస్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, డోంట్ వరీ. కొంచెమైనా క్లారిటీ వచ్చిందా? హారిజాంటల్ స్కేలింగ్ అంటే ఏంటి, వర్టికల్ స్కేలింగ్ అంటే ఏంటి?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now coming to the next one. The next one major important thing is high availability. Okay, high availability. ఒక్క నిమిషం. Yeah, okay. So the next one is high availability. So what do you mean by a high availability? That means at any point of time, ఎటువంటి టైంలో అయినా కూడా నా అప్లికేషన్ అనేది అప్ ఉండాలి. ఓకే, సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ ఐఎమ్ రన్నింగ్ ఎనీ బ్యాంక్ అప్లికేషన్, ఓకే, సో ఐ నీడ్ టు మేక్ ష్యూర్ దట్ మై బ్యాంకింగ్ అప్లికేషన్ షుడ్ బి అప్ అండ్ రన్నింగ్ 24/7 365 days అనేది రన్ అవుతూనే ఉండాలి. ఓకే, ఇట్ షుడ్ నాట్ గో డౌన్. అంటే ఒక అప్లికేషన్ ని డౌన్ అవ్వకుండా చూసుకోవటాన్ని మనం హై అవైలబిలిటీ అంటాం. క్లియర్? హై అవైలబిలిటీ అంటే అర్థమైందా? అర్థమైందా అండి? See, I don't want to go fast, okay? అందుకని so I'm asking you.
Yeah, I got it, Rajasekhar. Actually, yeah. So
Yeah.
we are in simply different.
Okay.
What?
So the next one is performance. So performance, what do you mean by performance? How your application works. How fast is your application? How fast it is giving the response to your query. Okay. The performance will be higher because of the hardware which we are using. See, I am not saying that this type of hardware we cannot get into our organization, but that will be very costly. Okay. So whatever the application you want to run, you can run with a higher performance. Okay. So these are some of the advantages. So we will discuss. There are more advantages in the cloud. We will discuss. So the next one is, whenever we talk about cloud, there are two different terminology which we need to understand very clearly. Is what do you mean by a region? What do you mean by a availability zone? Okay. So availability zone ante endi, region ante endi? In simple term, what I can say is the region. Region is nothing but it is a geographical location. If someone asks you what do you mean by a region, just in a simple statement you can say it is a geographical location. Okay, that is a geographical location. So what do you mean by a geographical location? ఒక చిన్న ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇస్తాను. India is a geographical location in terms of AWS. Okay, AWS లో ఇండియా అనేది ఒక geographical location. In the same way, in US we have multiple regions. Okay, something like North California, okay, North Virginia, Alaska. So ila they have different regions within United States of America. So India is a region. So దీన్ని మనం ఎలా పిలుస్తామంటే ఏషియా సౌత్ ఈస్ట్ అంటాం. ఓకే, సౌత్ ఈస్ట్ ఏషియా అంటాం. సో ఐ విల్ షో యూ. ఓకే, సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద టెర్మినాలజీస్ which we use as part of region. If someone asks you what do you mean by a region, simple answer in any interview is region is a geographical location. That's all. సో వాళ్ళు ఇంకేం అడగరు. సో దాని తర్వాత ఈ చెప్పిన తర్వాత వాళ్ళు అడుగుతారు వాట్ డూ యూ మీన్ బై ఏ అవైలబిలిటీ జోన్. అవైలబిలిటీ జోన్ అంటే ఏంటి? అవైలబిలిటీ జోన్ అంటే ఏం లేదు, విత్ ఇన్ ఏ రీజియన్ వీ హ్యావ్ హై అవైలబిలిటీ. అంటే వాట్ డూ యూ మీన్ బై హై అవైలబిలిటీ అంటే వేర్ వి డిప్లాయ్ అవర్ అప్లికేషన్, deployment area of service. Okay, deployment area of service. ఓకే, డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ ఏరియా ఆఫ్ సర్వీస్ అంటే దీన్ని ఏమనొచ్చు అంటే ఎక్కడ డిప్లాయ్ చేస్తారు? ఒక డేటా సెంటర్ లో, ఆ డేటా సెంటర్ లో సర్వర్ అనేది ఒకటి ఉంటుంది. ఆ సర్వర్ లో మనం అప్లికేషన్ అనేది ఇన్స్టాల్ చేస్తాం. సో దాన్ని మనం అవైలబిలిటీ జోన్ అంటాం. సో హౌ వీ కెన్ డిఫైన్ అన్ అవైలబిలిటీ జోన్? నేను ఒక చిన్న డయాగ్రామ్ చూపిస్తాను, నెట్వర్క్ డయాగ్రామ్ లాగా వేసి. దట్ విల్ గివ్ యూ ఏ బెటర్ పిక్చర్. ఓకే, సో నౌ ఒక్క నిమిషం, లెట్ మీ చేంజ్ సమ్ కలర్. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు ఏదైతే బిగ్గర్ స్క్వేర్ ఉందో I will say that this is my region. Okay, within this region I have 3 availability zones. Ante 3 availability zones in simple term what I can say is it is a data center. Okay, clear? Availability zone అనేది 3 different data centers within your region. Why you want to have different data centers? Because you want to have your application high availability. High availability కోసం మనం different data centers అనేవి మనం create చేస్తాం. Okay, clear? So any question related to region or availability zone?
Rashik, I have one question. Like we have
Yeah.
created like different locations as a region. So for example, so why we have to create like for a like a high availability? For example, some of the location will be goes offline or something else. Then other server could be up and running. Or why we have to create like I just want to know because for example, if AWS we have created one of the server in Hyderabad, Bangalore, Noida, and USA, UK. So how it will work? Like it will be take as a first priority 1, 2, 3, or how it will be taking as IP address for a particular stage if the request has been gone through that server.
Okay. So why we want to create application in different availability zones or in different regions, right?
Yes, it's perfect.
So
Like how it will work? Like,
so how it works? So normally we for any application we will have something called as load balancer. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Under load balancer we will have our applications. Okay.
Mhm.
So how we create that one is we will have a network. I have not covered that one. Okay. So normally over all these 3 different data centers, we will have a single network. Okay. We will have a single network. And what we will do at the network level, what we will do, we will create a load balancer and whatever the application you have hosted. So I have one application in zone 1. Suppose this data center is 1, this data center is 2, if this data center is 3. What I will do, in order to have the high availability, if I have 3 virtual machines, I will create these 3 virtual machines in 3 different zones. Okay, so that if some of the nodes, some of the data center goes down, still whatever the traffic is coming to your load balancer, it will route the traffic to these 2 servers. Okay, now you will be having another question. Rashekar, you are saying that data center is down. Suppose if total region goes down, what will be the case? So there we have something called as disaster recovery concept. Suppose if you are working on Confluence or if you are working on Jira, okay, so you will not create this Jira in a single location, right? If I'm not wrong. So there will be 2 different regions. Suppose if I take India, there will be a primary region and Singapore, it is a secondary region. Okay.
Yes,
Suppose India data center went down, what will happen? There will be small fee. If there is any disaster recovery, there will be some downtime. Okay, I will not say that there will be 0 time for any application. Suppose if I say there is a 30 minutes downtime, so there is something called as RTO and RPO. So these are the concepts we discuss when we are implementing the solution. Either you want RTO or you want RPO. So RTO will tell you how much time you can afford to make your application down. And in RPO, what we tell, how much data loss you can make it so that your secondary data center will come up.
Okay, so for example, like let's take it these 3 example DC 1, 2, 3. So one server is going down. So next server will be a pick up and it will be work like a load balancer. It will work. One is down. So the next one will pick up. Like second also, like That's I got it. Like for all three servers will goes down, there is a disaster recovery. So it will take some, like for example, if we can just do automation, like a 5 minutes or 6 minutes, maybe we can restart the servers via Linux or automation scripts. So it will be come up and it will be restart the all servers. Like how it will be restart, like one by one, or all three will be restart sequence order.
See, okay, let me tell you in a simple way. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Let me use the paint from next onward. Okay. So it is very hard to explain. Okay. See, I will explain. See, this is my primary. Okay. This is my secondary. Okay.
Okay.
So what I will do is here, suppose here you are running your production. Okay. Your Atlassian application only. Take it as Atlassian application, Confluence, Jira,
Yes.
any other things. Okay.
Mhm.
So here we have our applications. So whenever we have the DR, what we will do? So the total depends upon organization to organization. I'm not commenting on anything. So what we will do? We will have something called as sync. Okay. From production to disaster recovery. Suppose in my organization, what we will do? For every 6 hours, we will run one thing so that whatever the data is there in production, everything will come to my disaster recovery. Okay. So there will be a sync. So my DR will be up. So my DR will not be down. It will be running 24/7 with production, 365 days. In the same way, my DR will also be running in the same way. But the only difference how we configure is, suppose if I have 16 CPUs, 64 GB of RAM, what I will do, I will have only 2 GB RAM and 8 GB of. So this will be CPU, this will be RAM. Okay, the configuration difference will be there. Okay, so whenever there is a production is down, so what we will do, the first thing what we do is we will do some DNS changes. So what we will do, whatever the IP addresses are there in the production, we will replace that one with the DR IP addresses. That is the first thing which we are going to do. Whenever we are making these changes, parallelly what we will do, we will make these configuration changes to whatever we have in production. We will just replicate the same and we will make our application up. Okay. So see, I'm not saying it will be 15 minutes, it may be 30 minutes, it may be 1 hour. That totally depends upon your application. How you have configured, how. So in simple terms, what is your SLA? So what, suppose if you are working in AWS, so what SLA AWS has given to you in order to make your application up? Okay, clear? Any questions?
No, got it. Like, thanks for the explanation, Ashwin. Yeah, got it. Clear.
Okay. So now after region and data center, I don't think so. We have something which we can cover. Okay, yeah. So there are a couple of things which you need to understand. So do you know what do you mean by a public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, and community cloud? We call that one as a deployment models. Deployment models. The first one is public. The second one is private. Third one is hybrid. Fourth one is community. Any idea regarding to this?
I think public means anyone can use. So the private
Correct.
will be some particular. Hello.
Yes. Am I audible?
Conference, we can just grant access for the particular email ID. We can grant the person's like restriction more. So that will be private. Hybrid means I'm not aware. And community means like Atlassian communities or like GitHub communities or something like. So it will be community regional. I'm just thinking. So I'm not sure exactly.
Okay.
Just
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Let me explain. Public means if you are accessing resources over the internet. Okay. If you are accessing any resources over the internet, we call that one as public cloud. Okay. So public cloud are AWS, Azure, GCP, and Oracle. Okay. Coming to private cloud within organization. Okay. Within the organization, if you have your cloud where you host your applications, that we call it as private cloud. Okay. So here I can say that we have Red Hat, we have IBM, we have ServiceNow. So we have so many things. Okay. Coming to hybrid, public plus private. Okay. So the best example for this public and private cloud is banking sector. Suppose if any banking is coming into cloud, so they have their databases in their on-premises and they will host their application in the cloud. Okay. And some government applications. So the government are only very restricted clouds are there. Okay. In US, we have some government applications. Okay. So that is the one. So whenever it is coming to community, so what I can say is you, me, and Lakshmi. If we are having different organizations, what I can do, we can have a partnership and we can create our own cloud in order to do all our required application hosting. Okay. So it is group of organizations. In simple terms, if I want to remove this one and if I want to tell you exactly, then it is group of organizations. Okay. Any questions in this one? Any questions?
no, Rashakar, it's clear. Like, yeah.
Guys, if you don't understand, please stop me in between so that I can clarify your doubts and I can go further. Okay. If I'm just speaking from my side, so I will not understand whether you are able to follow it or not. Okay. So you are here to learn new things and I'm here to teach you some new things. Okay. So this is one. Okay. So the next one is service models. Service models. Coming to the service models, we have three different services. Okay. Infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. So can you tell me what will be the difference here? If you have heard about this one.
No idea, Rashakar. Yeah. I just hear about like SaaS, but not.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Mr. Ashok. No, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So coming to infrastructure as a service. Yeah. Sorry. So coming to service models, infrastructure as a service. So what do you mean by infrastructure as a service is let me okay. Give me just a second. So so when it comes to infrastructure as a service, it means till the hardware, okay, till the hardware, cloud provider will take care, okay, till the hardware. That means, suppose if I say laptop is my hardware, okay, so laptop, whatever the hardware is there in that one, hard disk, RAM, all those stuff, okay, what is the hardware? So on the hardware, what you will have? You will have your operating system, you will have your application, you will have some X deployments, Y deployment. So above hardware, whatever you are able to see, that will be what I can say, that is handled by customer. So you are the customer, I am the customer. So over the top of operating system, we need to take care. Okay. So that is related to infrastructure as a service. See, I don't know whether you aware of this one or not. In past, so laptops used to come with MS-DOS. So anyone know whenever there is some laptops before 6, 7 years or 10 years, whenever some laptops come to market, there will be no operating system, right? You need to install the operating system. Do you aware of that one? Okay, so that's fine. If you don't know that one, that is fine. So if you are maintaining in infrastructure, if you are maintaining from operating system, that is infrastructure as a service. So what do you mean by a platform as a service? Platform as a service is nothing but till the operating system, cloud provider will take care. That means installing the operating system, installing everything under operating system, hardware, connectivities, and everything. Okay. So everything will taken care by cloud provider. So what you need to do is you need to just upload your code and you can run your application. Okay. So that is called as platform as a service. Platform means you will have everything, but you need to do some changes to host your application. So coming to software as a service, software as a service is nothing but Gmail, Jira. Jira is also a software as a service. Dropbox. So these are, so vendor will create the application and you will just go and use that application. That we called it as a SaaS, software as a service. So is it clear, everyone? What do you mean by infrastructure as a service? What do you mean by a platform as a service and software as a service? Any questions? Any questions related to this? Okay, let me show you one diagram. Okay. So are you able to see my Chrome?
No, Rashik, I think we are able to see your snipping tool. I think you need to
Okay,
share
now
your
are you able to
desktop.
see? Now are you able to see?
Yes, we are able to see.
Okay. Service models of cloud compute. If you go to images, you can see here. Let me make it as a big size so that you can able to understand. Okay. So if you see here, what I said, here there is, okay, now you can see. See, here they have given wrong operating system will not be maintained by provider. Operating system also we will be using that one. Okay. Let me show you another one. See, I said right. That is wrong. Okay. So here, till virtualization, cloud will manage, and above operating system, everything will be managed by us. Okay. And coming to platform as a service, whatever the data I'm saying, that data is nothing but your code. Okay. So code you will just upload your code, and once you click on submit, what it will do, whatever the requirements are there, depends upon the requirement of your application. Everything will be installed by the cloud provider itself. Runtime, middleware, operating system, virtualization, server, storage, networking. Everything will be taken care by the cloud provider itself. And coming to SaaS, everything will be taken care by the cloud. Only you need to use that service. See, Amazon Web Service is a software as a service, right? Correct? So we are just what we are going to do. We are going to Amazon Web Services. Okay. So once you management console. Okay. So whatever you are seeing here is nothing but it is a software service. Okay. So you are just logging into the application and you are using Amazon's resources. Okay. So that is the difference between IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Okay. So now what we are going to cover in AWS. So we are going to cover, let me open the, so we have basics of cloud. We are going to discuss what is cloud, what is virtualization, what do you mean by hypervisor, what do you mean by deployment models. So whatever we have discussed today, we will discuss them in deep. Okay. In depth, we will understand each and every terminology. Okay. So in cloud, whenever you are giving interview or whenever you are talking with any client, you need to understand the terminologies. Okay. So terminology is very important and practical, and practice is also very important on the cloud. Okay. So we are going to discuss what is basics of cloud. What do you mean by identity and access management? What do you mean by a virtual private cloud? Storage, database, security, monitoring, and containerization. So what we are going to cover in basics of cloud. So we are going to cover what is a cloud, deployment models, service models, virtualization. What do you mean by authentication and authorization? What do you mean by encryption, region and availability zone, cloud, shared responsibility? So what should be the responsibility of cloud provider and what should be the responsibility as a customer. Okay. So we will discuss all those things. Okay. So now coming to IAM. So what do you mean by identity and access management? How to create a user and group, how to create permission boundaries. So all these are the things which we are going to cover. Roles and policies, organization, service control policy, AWS landing zone, AWS control tower. Okay. So we are going to see all these things. Coming to VPC. VPC is nothing but it is a network. Okay. What do you mean by a virtual private cloud? What do you mean by a subnet, route table, firewall, Route 53? Route 53 is nothing but it is a DNS configuration. So we will see how we need to create a DNS. What do you mean by different type of records? A record, PTR record, NS record. So all these things we will be discussing. So how to create load balancer? We have two different types of load balancers: application load balancer and the network load balancer. So we will see how to create VPN, direct connect, VPC endpoints. After that, we will see what is the difference between NAT gateway, internet gateway, and transit gateway. Okay. So this we will cover. Next, coming to storage. So how many different type of storage we have? EBS, we have EFS, object storage, Glacier. So how to take the backup of your storage? What do you mean by Amazon SSX storage gateway? So storage gateway where we use in order to transfer lot of data from your on-premises to your cloud. So there we will be using storage gateway. So we have so many things. Okay. So we have Snowball. We have something called as Messi. So there are so many other services which we will be discussing on a overview. But so whatever I'm showing on your screen, these are the things which we are going to understand in depth, because these are the services we use in day-to-day life. Okay. So that normally we call it as BAU activities. Okay. So daily activities. Okay. So after storage, we have databases. So what I will do, these databases I will cover on a overview. Okay. So I don't know whether anyone is a database background. If anyone is their background, we will go in depth, or we will understand what do you mean by, sorry, databases. Yeah, we will see what is a database, relational database. The relational database, we will understand what do you mean by Aurora, Oracle, PostgreSQL, all these things. DynamoDB, basics of Redshift, ML, AWS Glue, backup and restore, AWS backup, database access control, and authentication. So these are the different things which we are going to cover in storages. So coming to security. So security is very, very important as part of cloud, because there will be lot of attacks in for your application. So in order to eliminate that, what we can say, hacking of your application or vulnerabilities, we need to have our security in place. So we will discuss why we require security. What do you mean by cloud WAF? WAF means web application firewall. Okay. The next one is network firewall. What do you mean by DOS and DDoS? So I'm giving a heads up that DOS and DDoS will not be shown in practical. Okay. Because that is very costly. We cannot bear it. Okay. Only at the enterprise level we can bear it. But coming to this training, I will show you how we need to configure. So there will be two different things. Okay. So there will be a standard DOS and there will be an enterprise DDoS. So I will show you how to create, but I will not create it. Okay. How it should be configured, that I will show you. What do you mean by cloud KMS, key management system, where we will store the secrets? Okay. That means public key, private keys, certificates, signature keys, and everything will be stored in our KMS. Secret manager we use in order to store our secret related to your Kubernetes cluster. Okay, that we will discuss. Security hub. Security hub is nothing but whatever you are doing on your cloud, something like if you are starting and stopping your VM, if you are creating a VM, you are deleting a VM, you are modifying a VM. So everything will be there in this security hub. Then coming to trusted advisor. So trusted advisor, what it will do? It will give you some suggestions in your cloud so that you can reduce your cost, reduce your vulnerability, have stronger security and everything. It will scan your application and you will get everything from security. Okay. Coming to monitoring. So monitoring means monitoring your application. So we have so many things: CloudWatch, CloudTrail, Cloud Config, Guard Duty. So I think I have not changed it here. Secret manager, I will change it. Okay. IAM access analyzer, AWS inspector, AWS. There is another service which I will tell you. Okay. I don't remember right now, but there is another one which we can use as part of monitoring. Any questions still here? So I'm not covering anything. Okay. I'm just telling you what are the services we are going to cover. Okay. The last part is containerization. So we will understand what do you mean by virtualization and containerization, why everyone is moving from virtualization to containerization. Okay. So I don't know where your applications are running, but mostly all the applications are running on the Kubernetes cluster itself. So nowadays, no one is going to create a VM and deploy their application. Okay. So after that, we will see basics of Docker. What is the difference between container and pods? Amazon Container Services, Kubernetes services, basics of Fargate, how to connect our Kubernetes cluster to database, and creation of creation of cluster using CLI and EKS. EKS ETL. So EKS ETL is a command line tool which we need to install and we need to create your cluster. Okay. So these are the different things which we are going to cover as part of our total 30 to 35 days of training. Okay. Now I'm open to the questions. So if anyone has any questions, you can ask the question so that I can answer you. Okay. Any questions or any do you have any requirements how this training should go, or what you are looking exactly from this training?
Like Rajesh, I have like the small questions. I think it's a silly, but I don't know.
Yeah,
So
no
like
problem. No problem.
yeah, I understand the things like it's admin work like completely on server setups and all the things like cleanups and the security and IAMs and storage the security. So these all things monitoring we have to take care, or is this any other work for admin? Like I'm not sure exactly. So high level, maybe if you can give me some few points, like
Okay.
3 to 4 points, how it will be would likely in the future. So that's what I want to know.
Okay. So on a day-to-day basis, so there are different type of projects normally which organization will have. Okay. So one is migration. That means your application will be there in on-premises and you need to create all the resources from scratch. Okay. Like
Mhm.
you need to create the virtual network. Okay. So there we will have different concepts, how to create VPN, how to create a direct connect. Okay.
Mhm.
So all these things. That is one type of project, migration. The
Okay.
other one is once the migration is completed, there will be new requirements which will come into our bucket that we call it as a new implementations. Okay. Or normally, if user is having 4 applications, okay, so we have migrated. Now, after that migration, there will be 2 different wings which we can go. So whatever the migration is happened, for that migration we have a support team as well as a implementation thing. Okay. So coming to implementation, it is the same thing. New creation of new resources, updating the new resources, connecting to third-party tools. All these things will come under implementation. Coming to the support. So in support, what will happen? So they will have some Jira, ServiceNow, Remedy. So they will have different ticketing tools, and users will go and raise the ticket that they will say that I want a server with this configuration. Now what you need to do? You need to go and you need to create a server and you need to give them the access in order to perform their activities. Okay, that is one type of request. The other type of request will be already there is an application and they want to connect to any third party application. Okay, so what they will say? They will say that I want this port to be opened so that I can have a connectivity. So port opening, that means security rules. Okay. So after this creation of users, okay, giving the permissions to the users. So these are the things. Okay. So in day-to-day activities, the total depends upon what project you go. It is a support project, it is an implementation project, everything is same. Okay. But the only difference is if you are going to implementation, you will be creating from scratch. Okay. Or there will be something, but you are just extending that implementation to another level. Okay. That means if you are joining any organization, already phase 1 will be completed and there will be in phase 2. Okay. That means in one region they have created and there is another region where they want to create. So what they will do in that new region, they will start creating all your requirements. Okay. See, all whatever the daily activities are there, that going forward, suppose if I'm discussing about IAM, at that time I will tell you these are the things, interview point of view, what they can ask you. Okay. And what type of request you will get. So all these things I will be discussing you practically by showing to you that these are the things which you can get. So you need to do in this way. The only thing which I suggest to all the people is on the daily basis, whatever we discuss, we need to practice. Okay. Without practice, if I'm saying something in the call, you will be able to understand. But whenever you start doing that one, you will get so many questions. Okay. So that questions will help you to understand the concept even better and better. Okay. If you are not practicing on a day-to-day basis and you are thinking that Saturday and Sunday I can do, then see, in the live classes, you need to listen and you need to do on a day-to-day basis. Our recording, we cannot see, which we have covered for 5 hours in a single or 2 days. Okay. So 1 hour, if we are teaching, 1 hour or minimum 30 minutes, you need to give so that you can understand the concept. Is your question answered?
Yes, Rashakar. Yeah, I got it. Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah.
So, like in our coming, last question. Like in coming up our classes, like we have to create like a free trial versions and individual persons, and we have to practice daily, basis like daily topics and which you have suggested like Scratch. So we have to implement and all the things like day to day we will do. So I think it's a free service. Like I think we can create a free or trial version maybe that will be possible.
Yeah, I will show you. Yeah, I will show you how you need to create so that on that basis you can create. Okay.
Yeah, got it. Thanks.
Yeah. Any other questions to Anil? Anil, any questions? So what I will do, I will share this PPT with the team so that if you want, you can ask them, they will share it with you. Okay.
Yeah, please
So
share that.
yeah, I will share it. I will share it. So any questions?
Like how much time it will take? Like 30 to 45 days, like in the daily basis, like a half an hour or 1 hour maybe, It's a daily basis.
See,
Once you have.
if you are able to grasp what I'm saying, then it will see. I will not say that if I'm giving you something like 30 days, if that is going beyond 30 days, the total depends upon how much you are going to clarify. Okay. See, some topics it will be easy, some topics it will be hard to explain you. Okay. Because you
Yeah.
are new to this cloud platform. So some topics it will take 2-3 days, some topics it will take 20 to 30 minutes where I can explain you each and everything. Okay. So so what we tell the people is minimum 1 month to 1.5 months. Okay. If you are
Okay.
grasping, then it will come in 1 month. If not, it will extend by 1 week, 1 week or 2 weeks.
Got it. That's and what about this? Like only AWS will be covered and GCP on these Azure cloud. Like it won't cover like it's completely an admin parts as AWS, am I right, Rajashekar? Like different like maybe if you're having
See,
knowledge like GCP or Agenki, sorry, like Azure. That's what I'm very much interested. That's what I'm just looking over all the clouds admins
I
platform.
can, yeah, I can teach all the 4 major public clouds. I don't have any issues. But you can discuss with Venkat or the person who has
Yeah.
contacted you. Okay.
Sure, definitely. I'll connect with them. So maybe we will
Yeah.
start with AWS because it's widely used. So it will be.
See, yeah, I will not say. Okay. So now the total market is captured by AWS. It is already there. It is well established. Okay. But
Yes.
now the market is going towards Google Cloud as well as Oracle Cloud. Okay.
Oracle. Okay.
See, I will tell you simple logic. Okay. I'm not saying that you should not learn multiple clouds, but if you are 100% in AWS, then learning Google Cloud, Azure, Oracle, or any cloud platform will be easy. Okay. So it is
Okay.
not that much
Yeah, it's a
hard
parent of all those
to,
child
yeah.
platforms. Maybe. Yeah. Mhm.
If you know one application, okay, everything will be same. Suppose see, if you know Jira, ServiceNow is also the same thing, but how you see the UI will be different, but everything work one and the same. Okay.
Yeah. Backend and everything will be
So
same, but
yeah,
yeah, you
back
will be
end,
same. Got
yeah,
it.
yeah, UI will be different. So
Yes.
now that is up to you. Okay. So you can decide. So I will teach all the major clouds.
How about
Okay.
the
So
like this one sorry, I just miss AWS Azure. Azure. How about the Azure? Like, is it going down or it will be not running? Like AWS is
no,
well established.
Azure will not go down. Okay. So they have their own market share. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot comment on what market share Amazon has, Azure has, Google has, but everyone has their own uniqueness. Okay. If I say Oracle Cloud is majorly for Oracle ERP. Okay. For
Yes.
databases, Oracle is very good. Coming to .NET application, if your application is on .NET, what I will do, I
Mm-hmm.
will go with Azure because
Yes.
most of the .NET applications run on Windows only. Okay.
Yes.
So they will prefer Azure. Google Cloud, so they will prefer for different things. Amazon. Amazon is having lot many services compared to 2008, compared to 2024. There are so many services which they have introduced. Okay. So on that basis, they can go. So Amazon market share, Azure market share, they have everything. Okay. So we don't need to worry about that one. They have their own uniqueness of services. Why they want to move to AWS? They want to move to other clouds. So the
Yes.
major difference I will tell you from all the clouds is Oracle Cloud is having same costing across regions. Suppose if you are creating a virtual machine in India,
Mm-hmm.
suppose it costs 100 rupees. It is the same pricing if you create in Singapore, if you create in Japan, you create in Amazon. Okay. sorry, US. Okay,
Yes, yeah, different regions. It will be the same cost for
it's
Oracle.
same cost. But coming to Amazon, Azure, and Google Cloud, if you are creating a service in India, it is a different cost. And if you are creating the same service in United States of America, it will be a different cost. Okay, costing is different.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah, I got it. That's why they
okay,
are
and
coming with unique idea with Oracle.
yes, right,
Same cost.
correct. And coming to that one, the another difference here is, I'm telling you the uniquenesses. Coming
Yes.
to AWS, Azure, and Oracle Cloud, coming to creation of network, it is a regional level. But compared to GCP, it is a global level. Okay. So they have their own uniquenesses. So they are getting survive. So they are coming up with different ideas to attract people. Okay. So this is what we are having in cloud. Okay.
Yeah, got it. Thanks. I think I have asked more questions, and I have taken much time for this intro class. Thanks, Rashikar. I think we'll discuss in the further meetings. Maybe it's already over time for you, self.
No problem.